We can click on over now, though. Have a chat, hang out. Hey, guys, how's it going? Hey, ZiggyD here. We'll get CuteDog on the call soon as well. Something a bit different today. There's a race happening. An international Path of Exile players versus Chinese Path of Exile players being hosted by Tencent is going to be running today. As you can see, all the guys are there ready. They've been practicing. Been watching them practice. And yes, they're all duelists. They're all going to be playing some of the duelists because that is the race meta currently for an open, non-restricted race. So that's what's going to be happening since it's first boss kills. There's going to be two races. A race to a Piety kill, and that's a elimination, and then the top 5 players of that will move on to the second race. So hopefully we get some of our guys through into the second race. We have some very strong contenders, but it's they're hardcore races, so one death can end it all basically. Since it's a knockout, if you die, that's pretty much it. Would you like to kick things off? Who would you like to introduce first?
Yeah. Let me introduce Raze. This is my #1 pick. I hope everyone roots for him. You know, if you're sub to Raze, spam his emotes in the chat. Basically, Raze, also known as the Polish Rat. He's big. You know, hundreds of thousands of demis under his belt. He's been streaming for like 17 years. Been playing PoE for even longer. He's a good guy. I mean, you look at him. He's calm. He's collected. He's got his arms crossed. Definitely wouldn't call Raze a casual. You know what I'm saying? He is big in more ways than one. And I think he's going to go all the way. And I also want to buy the Katava statue off of him.
Yeah, that's it. That's something we haven't mentioned here, is that this race actually includes cash prizes. The first place for, you know, whoever comes first in the second race after the knockouts will be 3,100 US. The second place will be 1,500 US. Third place, 800 US. And everyone gets a Katava statue, which is super cool.
That's going to be big. If you're from EU, so first place is 3,100 US dollars, right? So that's about 5,000 euros for those guys that are living in EU.
Isn't it more like the other way?
Is it like, wait.
I think it's like €5, I think.
Wait, euros are worth less than US dollar dues?
I don't know. Dollar dues are Australian.
It's a big amount of money. It is a non-zero amount of money. It's a lot of McDonald's. It's a lot of you know, stream upgrades, a lot of PC upgrades. You might be able to buy half a video card with that. It's big.
It is quite big. And on that note, I was watching Zizaran, who I'd like to introduce next, over on the left here with the green-looking hair. It's supposed to be blue, but I think it's gone green in the green screen. He said, I asked him what he would do if he won the prize money, and he said he'd like to get a 6-hour massage with just like kind of training in massage masseuses, just one after the other, just running a train on him was his exact words.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he's got big plans for this prize money, and I think he's going to be fighting tooth and nail for that. Ziz is a veteran of hardcore, many 100 characters under his belt, you know, several first 100s, and lots and lots of hardcore play. Lots of new season racing, not so much race event, short race experience, but still a very experienced player overall. And as he said, he feels like his strength is going to be that ability to, you know, channel that hardcore experience into hopefully staying alive. So let's see.
Look how happy he looks. How about the? He's been putting in some long hours on stream, like 30 hours, 24 hours plus. You know, 20 hours, 16-hour streams, like all of those recently. Do you think that's going to affect his focus in this race?
Well, Ziz is definitely known for putting in 38-hour days, and you know, he's there streaming 38/7, and that's really going to help him. He's not going to get tired. I don't think fatigue is going to be an issue. Fatigue can definitely be an issue in a tense race situation, but I think for Ziz, that's not even going to be part of the equation. So a definite strength.
Someone just donated him $30 dues. Oh man, he doesn't even need to win the race. He's going to be making big monies from this. He's happy.
And that's the second angle on any streamer races, of course. It's not so much about what position you land, but how many bit cheers you get and how many Twitch Prime subscriptions you get during the race is, you know, that's the second category of success to, you know, measure your race gameplay. So very important.
I mean, Mr. Twitch Prime himself is in the race. Mr. Raze QT.
That is it. I think Rise is going to be aiming above all else to farm as many Twitch Prime subscriptions as possible. Who do we have next? Who would you like to introduce
Let
next?
me introduce Gucci Pradas here in the bottom right of your screen. Gucci Pradas, also known as the Latino Hurricane, but people have told me that he's actually from Singapore, which is not considered a Latino country, but
Not to my knowledge.
he's still looking good. He's probably he doesn't stream that much, so I haven't been able to watch too much of his race practice, but he always does well. When I was racing, when I came in second place, by the way, to the best races in the world, I actually took a little bit of advice from Gucci Pradas. I talked to him on Twitch, and he's a good guy, a nice young boy, and I wish him the best. Look at him. He's a handsome guy.
And just for reference, was that second place in a of 2 placings race?
It was a long time ago, I can't say, but I think the important thing to note is that it was second place to the best racers in the world. DeadandDoom, Noogie, and company all had to team up. I was solo, and I think the important thing to note is to focus on that fact rather than that it was only 2 placements.
Yeah, noted. No, definitely good. Congratulations on that, by the way. That was
Thank you, appreciate it.
Next, I'd like to introduce Nugian, aka Noogie. A little bit about Noogie. Noogie has been streaming tons and tons of hardcore. A very avid racer and theory crafter as well. He's got lots of racing experience under his belt. He's definitely been playing since early beta 2012. Been playing a crap load. Didn't get a chance to catch much of his race practice. I'm not sure how rusty he's feeling. It's been quite a few months, but still I think a strong contender. What do you think about Noogie's chances in this one?
I've heard there's a lot of memes in my chat earlier when I was going overseas, and people seem to think that Noogie's racing chops aren't really up to par. He's been a little bit focused on the path of building, but as we know, that doesn't really translate into in-game skill. And Noogie's kind of an underdog in the Twitchverse, but I hope he does well. He's arguably one of the more handsome streamers. I mean, look at that. He's got the glasses on. He's got a nice mustache. He is, what they say, dress well to test well, and he looks good tonight.
Definitely one of his key strengths is he's always looking quite dapper. His main experience has been in really theory crafting some interesting builds, and in a Sunder Duelist race, and this is not a Sunder Duelist restricted race, that's just kind of the way these race events end up when they don't have any restrictions. I don't know how much chance he'll have to display that build creativity, but it could come down to 1 or 2 creative nodes in interesting places in the passive tree. Maybe a different support gem that people are not expecting. Who knows what he could do to eke out a bit of an advantage here.
And he's been streaming a lot too, so I'm sure he's got the chat advantage, high viewer numbers. Maybe chat will help him out, keep him updated on where the other 9 racers are. So it'll be a good time watching him.
And we got the final is DeadandDoom, eh, Noogie? What? Not Noogie, CuteDog.
Whoa. Oh boy, that's
sorry.
racist.
My mind is really stuck on Nugian right now. Whew. Working up a little bit of a sweat. What do you think about DeadandDoom's chances? And well, I mean, what can we say about him? He's probably the #1 contender speed wise. He's one of the fastest Path of Exile players, Path of Exile players in the West.
Incredible racer. He's won I think the most out of the community race events. So obviously everyone's kind of cheering for him. He's got a good shot out of all these guys to win it all. And it'd be kind of boring if he won though. I'd like to see one of these up and comers take the #1 spot. But you know what's something that DeadandDoom that I'm not looking forward to if he wins is the post race interviews. He's got to work on that a little bit. Give us some entertainment there. His post game interview skills are horrendous. I'll say that.
I tell you what, it would be a very difficult post-game interview because I don't even have his Discord, so I'm sure it will be a very thrilling interview, but we'll see what we can do. But the interesting thing about DeadandDoom is although he's one of the fastest, he's also predominantly a softcore racer, and these are going to be hardcore events, so a death could be an upset.
Do you know anything about the Chinese racers? I didn't really follow up on that Reddit thread, but they look pretty serious.
I did a lot of research, CuteDog, but it's all in Chinese. So I think I gathered that there's 5 of them. There's definitely 5 of them, and beyond that, I'm sure they're handpicked top tier racers from the Chinese Tencent realm. But beyond that, I can't say. I can't say.
I mean, one of them had I like Chinese McCree. The guy with the white cowboy hat. I like that guy. I don't know what his name is.
Here we go. We got the lineup here. I've got two of their names, Nirvana and LXC 1993. LXC obviously a relative youngin to the scene, a little bit fresher. Maybe his reactions are a little bit more on point. But
I love these pictures.
I will say, in the picture game, if we are setting these guys side by side and thinking about who's going to win just based purely upon their pictures alone, I will say the Chinese players have some much more professional pictures.
I like Nugian's picture. Look at that.
What did I miss? What's going on?
So apparently, like, some donation message or something played on the DU server, and it said "F CuteDog." Oh, we're off the races, boys. Everyone is a duelist. Do they have to be duelists, or is this just how it went?
Yes, but that's because this is an open race event, no class restrictions, and therefore that means everyone must play duelist. So we have liftoff, CuteDog. Everyone's gonna be playing duelist, and everyone's gonna be playing Sunder. I will be quite surprised if we see any deviation from that plot, but we'll see how things play out.
Oh boy, resident sleeper. No variation. Oh, okay. First to Hillock is DeadandDoom. Dude, he's even first in the Twilight Strand. It's insane.
Dude, so fast. Actually, a move speed buff over the other players. DeadandDoom killing Hillock a full few seconds before anyone else. Look at the guys up in the top. Ziz, Rise, and Noogie just languishing behind.
Yep. First loading screen goes DeadandDoom, and then also looks like the only person with MTX on is Gucci Brutus. He's put on the Ghost Flame Spoopy Skeleton set, so we'll see if that pays off for him later.
I think that can be a strong advantage. I'm surprised these guys were sitting on beach for about half an hour that they didn't have enough time to hit up any MTX action.
I mean, I've been crashing a lot with the MTX, and I know a lot of people have been crashing a lot too. The more MTX they have on, so maybe it is an advantage to not risk it and go with the default vanilla skins.
Pay to lose. I didn't see any move speed boots come up from the looks of things. None of the guys up the top got any move speed boots. Not a big deal though. These guys are mostly going to be leap slamming around, so I'll be surprised if we even see too much Hailrake. I think I saw in testing one or two of the players going and getting the Quicksilver from Hailrake, but it's not. Sometimes that's something that people are skipping now when playing Sunder Duelist, because you're leap slamming around anyway most of the time, and it's just about as fast as hitting that Quicksilver and running. And no charges to contend with. So we'll see what happens there. They're closing it on Hailrake now, or on Tidal Island now.
Ooh, D&D is actually, he hits the waypoint first, and now he's entering the Tidal Island as we speak. So first person to go over there.
You know what? If DeadandDoom's doing it, then it's probably a good idea. Surprising. I had heard tell that people were skipping the Tidal Island. We'll see who skips and who does it, or if everyone actually goes for Tidal.
Yep, Gucci's going for it. Raze is already in the Tidal Island. It looks like Ziz is going to be the last person into the Tidal Island.
A bit of a slower read on that map there, and that's left him a few seconds behind. He did get the most loot off Hillock though, so he's got a few more scrolls than everybody else. You know, that can be a strong advantage here.
Yeah, something I'm noticing about DeadandDoom from watching him the past couple minutes is that he is opening his inventory a lot. He's definitely looking at his inventory way more than the other players. Now, I'm no racer, but I think maybe that's helps him plan out. He almost dies to Hailrake, to the Glacial Cascade. And he's a little bit cornered, but he's chilled right now, so he's got to be careful here. Ooh, he almost died in the first zone. That would have been funny.
Hailrake is sketchy, man. He's a known killer, and it wouldn't be too devastating if someone died right now, but it would put you a minute or two behind, so definitely not something you want. He still gets that first Hailrake down. Noogie actually backtracked a bit, was not happy with his map read, ended up going around the other way, or was maybe concerned about a blue pack that he ran into. Looks like we got Gucci and Noogie, and Rise clearing up now. Noogie just coming in, and Ziz a little bit behind.
Yep, everyone's using the logout macros and getting that extra, split second on the loading screen. So pretty even between the bottom four people, and then Ziz a little bit behind. But hey, if people die, he could very quickly shoot up in the rankings.
Yeah, at this point, it's like not too much is going to divide the players at this point, just some little things. But moving forward, some of the map reads are going to be the biggest thing. How quickly these guys navigate some of these zones, especially Flooded Passage can be a real nightmare if you take a wrong turn in there or slightly misread where the ditch is that signifies the bridge that you have to cross.
By the way, new development. One of the Chinese players just died. I think it was Nirvana just died to Hellrake.
Ouch.
And he took a long... Oh, he's not even making a new character. He's taking a break, I think. I think he's just like quitting the race. He stared at the screen and then he went to the character selection and he walked away. Yeah.
One knocked out. That's definitely that's definitely not a point dying to Hellrake where you need to quit. You can definitely restart at that point because there's so much potential for these other guys to die. This is a top 5 moves on knockout race, so you could easily die like 10 minutes in and go onwards if a bunch of other guys die. So, but maybe it got into his mind and not able to recover from the emotional upset of that. But that's a big thing already right off the bat. Yeah. We're down to 9 players. It looks like.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling good for our boys. These Chinese players. Maybe he's pretty confident in his other 4 teammates, right? It is a top 4 to advance.
Oh, it's a top 4. I thought it was a top 5. Either way.
I think it's top 4. I'm pretty sure it's top 4. I don't know. Maybe Chad can tell me. So right now, China number 2. We have all our boys alive. We have 2 people in the ledge, 2 people in the submerged passage, and Ziz is now just activating the Roa Shrine, and he's getting into the submerged passage. So still dead last, but like I said, he's been streaming a lot, so maybe a little bit laggy there, but I'm sure he'll come up from the last place. Look how fast DeadandDoom is. It's just insane.
Insanely
the efficiency
fast.
Is crazy.
He's had perfect map reads and just like the little things about how he moves between pack to pack, only targeting, packs of 3 or more monsters with his cleaves, hitting like 6 skeletons at the same time there. Just moving through very efficiently, not wasting any time at all. But as is mentioned, letting out a little sigh there, I think he's trying to stay focused, not too worried about being a bit slower. He's gone for that slow and steady survival. And, with one of the Chinese players already dying, then that could be the right approach.
Mm-hmm. At least he's not in dead last, right? So that's pretty good. Also, another thing to note is that let's see, we have DeadandDoom, and actually now it's 4 people in the ledge, so it's anybody's game right now. Now, how much do you think Twitch chat plays a part in this? Like, if you were streaming this event, would you turn off Twitch chat as to get full focus?
I definitely leave Twitch chat open. There's certain advantages to be gained from Twitch chat. Reminding you that you haven't clicked on your auras. That's a big one for sure for me personally. I don't know how much it affects these guys at their skill level, but at the same time though, you can be misled. They can cause you to question things. You could have many toucans posted in chat, and all of these things can contribute to your race. But I think as a streamer, that's part of the racing experience. I think you definitely have to have that Twitch chat open, but we can see from their eyes that none of these guys are looking over to their chat very much at all.
Yeah, sometimes in the Prif though, the spam of the Omega Lulz and the Monka S and the Resident Sleepers, it really gets to you and it affects your psyche. Yeah, these guys are doing pretty well.
If you see a stream of Monka Shakes in your chat, then it's really gonna kind of like get into your nerves. I think that can actually have like a physical reaction in you. So we have to watch out for that.
That is true. No one's actually fell below even 70-80% health, so nothing too scary in the ledge. What do you think is the next really spoopy moment coming? Is it going to be Brutus?
Well, I think the next spoopy moment is actually that prison layout. You can really easily, after hitting that waypoint, hit a dead end. It can be difficult to get that read in a lower prison. And we'll see how many of the guys, sometimes it's actually best to just, when you hit a dead end, you've gone the wrong way, to actually just log out and go back to the waypoint. But of course, having that happen, getting unlucky with that or misreading the map, can, that could be like 30 seconds wasted. So that's the spookier thing more than Brutus, though certainly mistakes can happen at Brutus, especially if any of these guys haven't yet, maybe they've missed or forgotten to grab a chest armor, or they've mismanaged their flask. All the guys that I can see are running small flasks. We've got 1 medium flask for Gucci at the moment. But we do have plenty of small flasks on everyone for vendor recipeing, so maybe we'll see some people duck back at the waypoint to hit that vendor and hit that medium flask, because medium flask, chest armor, that sort of stuff makes a big difference for Brutus.
Yep, looks like first place, and the first person to enter Little Prison is going to be DeadandDoom. Coming up close second will be, it looks like Raze and Gucci are also not too far behind. But man, DeadandDoom, he's making big strides. He's about to hit the waypoint here, and is he going to log out? And he goes back to town.
Yeah, instantly logs out when hitting that waypoint, taking the opportunity to go back to town. He's probably going to grab that flask here as well. He's got 3 small flasks, Or is he just going to purchase? He purchases a large with some of the scrolls that he saved up. Even better, allowing you to face tank pretty much everything from Brutus. So, and he's got a chest armor sitting in his inventory waiting as well. So he's fully prepared.
Quick update, get your resident sleepers ready. The DU server is currently highlighting one of their other players that's still in the ledge, still halfway through the ledge. But another character is also in the climb, so looks like one of the Chinese players dead, one of the players in the ledge, and another one coming up on the Navali cage in the climb. So I'm feeling pretty good about our boys.
Good idea. Keep an eye on those on that stream for me. It's incredibly blurry for me, but I think I can make out some ledge action just there. What's really going to be interesting for me to see is whether we're going to have any deaths from the international players here. Whether we're going to have any accidental upsets, any, Rise QT deaths to Piety, anything like that. Because that would be devastating.
That would be pretty sweet. It's Rise might just die to Piety just for the memes, right? I mean, he's done it before. Sometimes it's just like a one-shot comes out. Another thing is, like, if there's one death with one of our boys, it might be nice because it would make the multi-twitch a little bit bigger for each of the remaining screens. We get 4 screens instead of 5. Because right now I can't see anything. I can only see that we got 4 players in the climb. It looks like Ziz just logged out and went back to town for the reward, and he'll be going back. So he's making up the distance a little bit. He's in lower prison, so right now still anybody's game.
Agreed. I would really like to see at least one death from one of our guys so that I can get the 4 corners and really stretch these screens out in the multi-twitch. But also, I'd like to also see a mix of international Chinese players move on to the next round. I would like to see that.
It would be nice to have a mix, yeah. But then again, as I said, I really want Ray's QT to win. I'm a big fan of his racing skills. I remember watching his Templar, 4 or 5 hour run videos and like being really motivated to learn how to race. Obviously, I wasn't able to do that because I found it pretty boring. But he does make some good videos for the community on racing, and I think Grinding Gear should maybe focus a little bit more resources on it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I know I've watched a lot of these guys and a lot of their race VODs as well to study up and better enjoy my own racing experiences as well. So always very thrilling. We got DeadandDoom closing in. He's almost finished up a prism. He's just got that door. Then we'll bring the screen up for him to watch that Brutus fight. He's pretty ready. He's already got his chest armor on a little bit early, but he might have just picked up that duelist node, perhaps. So not losing any move speed now. That's the thing about duelists. You don't lose any move speed once you get the node that removes the penalties from body armor. So we're going to be going full screen for DeadandDoom now. Let's see how his Brutus kill goes. He's got his 3-linked Molten Strike. That is really good. He's got his totem set up. He's got a large life loss. He's got chest armor on. He's got everything he needs to basically just face tank Brutus. And that's probably what we're going to see here. And that's the fastest kill.
And we have also Ray's QT pretty pretty close, hot on his heels. So it'll be both Raze and DeadandDoom killing Brutus first.
Drops that totem. Molten Strike does go to dodge the slam. Could probably have tanked it, but not taking any chances here in hardcore. Super fast kill. Couple nice drops there. Got a boarding axe, which is going to be really good for him. And he logs out and goes back. Let's swap on over to Rise here. Rise,
just
taking
as fast.
A big hit.
Just as fast. Yeah, it goes down to 50%, but not a big deal. He's got the big life flask, so he's gonna log out here soon.
Easy
pick up all the rares. Good stuff. And now it looks like Gucci and Nugi in 3rd and 4th place. They're gonna be going up, and actually Ziz making pretty good time as well. So
Gucci taking some mega hits from Brutus. Got those cosmetics though helping out. I think there gets a rare amulet and rare chain boots could be good. Move speed not a huge deal. But still, if you got a 10-15% move speed, can be very nice.
Looks like they're all using pretty much the same filter. It looks like probably like the stupid fat hobbit filter.
I don't know why my Nugian page is displaying Rise QT. What the hell?
Nugi just killed Brutus. He only got 1 rare. No, he didn't get any rares, it looks like, from the Brutus kill, so a little bit unlucky there.
Unlucky.
And now we have Ziz, just as fast, using that Molten Strike, and he's about to kill Brutus. Wow.
Looks like I'm slightly ahead. Ziz actually gets a Quill Rain. Could we be seeing a swap to a bow build from here? A duelist bow build for leveling?
You can see the neurons firing off in that head of his.
That's a potentially a big drop. At least a few Alk shards there could play a role.
Oh, it looks like he's gonna vendor it. He's gonna stay with the melee.
That's that's an important skill for racing when unexpected things happen. Staying on track, sticking with your plan, but also keeping an eye out for unexpected things that you can capitalize on. That's part of the decision making that comes into racing. And I think probably on reflection that not swapping to a bow build with Cool Rain was probably the right choice.
Yep. And now you can see DeadandDoom. He's kind of like he's breaking away from the pack. Reyes has just entered the ship graveyard. And DeadandDoom is making his way closer and closer to, what is that boss called? Mervale. Yeah, I'll search for that word there.
The final act boss of Act 1. The thing to note is if this was the Kitava kill race, this is the Piety kill race, then keeping that Cool Rain and getting a Blink Arrow actually could have been a good kind of way to take advantage of that little drop. It's not like the Cool Rain helps that much, but a little bit, and that can be really handy. Moving through Act 4, especially getting some of the skips in Calm's area as well. Skipping those lava waterfalls can save you like minutes. So something that he could have taken advantage of, but not going to play a role in this race. Not sure if those things entered his mind or not, but we got Cavern of Wrath at the same time for Rise and DeadandDoom. Exact same time there. Both going back to town.
Yeah,
Rise actually
pretty
beats
good for
him.
Rise.
Rise with the logout beats him instead of taking the waypoint. Slightly faster to the vendor. They're both in the vendor at the same time. Tense vendoring action. Oh my god, DeadandDoom faster in the vendor though. Rise forgets something and goes back to the vendor. Double checking, a little bit unsure. Vendoring for scrolls. Going back into the vendor. DeadandDoom's already back in the zone. He's killing rares. He's going on. And then Rise QT gets back in.
The heavy belt.
Oh,
hey,
man.
That might come in big later on.
That was so close. They were even. Rise actually beating him to the vendor, but coming out like a full 10, 20 seconds behind there with the vendor misplays. Tense vendoring action. Oh, man.
He might regret that later.
I think so.
We got Noogie logging out. Gucci going into the lair right now. So he's in 4th place, and looks like... And Ziz has just entered the ship graveyard.
Yeah, if it gets a good read on that, he's not going to be too far behind, but still is a full zone behind at this point. The other guys both also vendor racering. Noogie beating the vendor. DeadandDoom hesitating slightly, going back to the vendor, going in and out of the menus, grabbing a better mana flask.
Yeah, the leap slam is out. He is leap slamming around. This is where he shines. He's probably got the number lock trick or some kind of shift in place macro. So it's going to be max distance leap slams if he wants it.
Yeah, from what I saw, all of these guys were using the number lock trick. There were some questions as to whether Ziz was, but he did get that going as well before the race, so they're all got the maximum efficiency leap slams. Leap slam looks incredibly slow, but lots and lots of testing has gone into it, and it turns out to be quite a bit faster than regular running, even with move speed boots. And, you've still got that Quicksilver for in between, and sometimes that Quicksilver's a little faster to get around corners and things like that, and move pack to pack, move around in a pack. But that Leap Slam, you're going to be seeing a lot of jumping.
A lot of jumping. I mean, it does look pretty quick. Once they get their faster attacks, it's going to be pretty nice. Ziz, I just saw him kill, 1 row out of a pack of 4. Oof, pretty painful there. But he's got the Kitava set on. He's showing off that $460 supporter pack, so he's got that going for him at least.
Those wings are a big deal.
Yeah, take
that
a
can
lot
really
of screen,
help the leap slamming.
I think it takes up a little bit too much of the screen. Those ultimate cast wings, when they first came out, I had to have them. I think I spent maybe like $200, $300 on boxes to get them. But now when I look at them, it just takes up. It's too much.
Rise looking ridiculously confident on Mervale, getting first phase
look at
down.
That damages.
No problem. DeadandDoom also moving in. Rise actually taking the lead here.
Here we go. That's my boy.
Let's go for Rise second phase here. He's already got Mervale half down. Very fast. Yep. Taking a lot of cold damage there, but not too worried.
And only like 1 teleport from Mervale. Sometimes, she jumps around, she jukes you, and you gotta run around, right? But so everything's gone pretty well in the way of RNG for Raze, and he's gonna be the first to enter the forest.
When I was asking Raz about how he felt earlier, he didn't sound very confident, and he didn't have a lot of self-confidence in it, but when I was watching his practice, he was literally not interacting with chat at all, and was super focused, so... I think he's actually going pretty hard in this race, and it seems to be working for him. He's just taken the lead.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, his chat's probably spamming poggers, right? So he probably knows that he's doing some big things. They're probably telling him that he's beating Dead and Doom, and sometimes that's all it takes. It's a huge surge of it's a big confidence booster. So he's probably like in full focus mode now.
Gucci Pride is on second phase now. Very smooth fights, no upsets here at Mervale. Mervale at this point is pretty easy for most of these experienced players. Not a good chance of an upset here. But this just comes down to how fast. There's a lot of annoying teleports, and if you get any good drops from it as well, it can make a difference as well. Looks like everyone's moving forwards.
You see Ziz's face right now? Ziz's face is saying, how am I not at Mervale yet? Oh my goodness.
Those
he's a little bit concerned.
eyebrows.
Woo!
Holy
Kind of reminds me of
moly.
my own. He's a little bit concerned right now, but when he gets to Mervale, I'm sure he'll catch up. And everyone is in Act 2 except for Ziz. We got Dead and Doom leaping around. Same with Raze. And Gucci and Noogie will be third and fourth to enter the forest encampment. Now, I'm not really the best racers. So Ziz, what's like the Ziggy? What's the strategy here? Which way do you go when you get to the forest encampment?
I think all these guys are going to be heading up. Well, there's two ways you can approach it. You can kind of like chop it up a little bit, head off right, grab the waypoint, head off left, grab the waypoint, if you really want to break that down. But I imagine we'll probably just see a straight run to Chamber of Sins here. I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. I'm going to be focusing on Ziz for a bit. He's taking on Mervale, and those eyebrows are so expressive. He's got some Amelia Clark eyebrows going on there.
He's got the big webcam going on. The webcam's taking up almost probably like a third of the screen from top to bottom. Cutting off the top edge of his hair a little bit.
It's almost as if he's zoomed in as much as possible for maximum eyebrow expression here.
He's on phase 2. Let's hope for not too many jukes from Mervale here. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's two. Oh, he got juked. And that's going to add maybe a second or two. Oh, and juked again.
The other big thing to note is he's using almost dying there. He's using a two-hander, which is actually pretty unusual. We're pretty much always going to be seeing dual-wielding. Sunder only using that main hand means you can just have one good weapon and get that dual-wield bonus, which is most importantly attack speed, which is very, very good for that leap slam. But he does get through Mervale, moves on a little bit behind, but again, maybe playing slow and steady here. See how it goes.
I mean, he has been streaming for quite a few hours before this, but I believe him. He's gonna come up from behind. Dead and Doom obviously neck and neck with Raze, it looks like, but also Noogie is in the same spot, and Gucci is in 4th place, coming up on the Chamber of Sins level 1.
The Chamber of Sins, a little bit of RNG involved here. It's pretty set out in these 4 corners with champ packs in them. If you miss the downstairs, you get a champ pack, so it's not a big loss, but you could get lucky and get those downstairs almost straight away. Dead and Doom just getting it there, actually getting a little bit ahead of Rise here. Rise getting into a fight with the unique spider boss, taking some Viper strikes.
Sunders are coming out. I like that. Still some big damages. One thing I've noticed from the Do You website is that they are mostly focusing on our guys, which leads me to believe that all of our boys are significantly ahead.
Apparently we have had another death from the Chinese players. A little bit difficult to see kind of where they're at because we don't have like a multi-switch action going on there, but not sure. Getting some reports from chat, there was potentially another death there. Maybe we can get some information about what that was.
Yikes. One thing I'd like to see is if our boys get too far ahead, I'd like to see them complete normal lab before killing Katava. Just to add some pizzazz onto it, right?
Just for the pure style points, eh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, normal lab these days doesn't take that long, right? A few minutes? If they're far enough ahead, why not?
A few minutes. Yep. Maybe. Maybe we'll see some ascending. I mean, do we know what... oh, this was actually a set of race events, so unfortunately these characters won't be going to bestiary, so... these guys won't be able to continue playing them in the Challenge League. Maybe we would have seen some ascending though, just for that, just to kill some time,
And actually, we just got confirmation. My mom just texted me and she said one of the Chinese players did indeed die in that race. So we're down to 3 Chinese players, but she's still hopeful. So don't worry, Mom. We'll stay positive on that one.
Brutal. That does really close the gap down now for getting into that top 4 or 5, whichever it might be. We got Rise taking out Fetalitis. Where do you stand on the Fetalitis versus Fidelitas argument?
I say Fidelitas, but I say a lot of other things weirdly as well. So it's totally fine. I think it's Fidelitas.
Okay. Also, yes, we're getting a lot of highs to your mum, CuteDog. A lot of people in chat seem to know your mum.
It's gonna be okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, let's leave the moms out of this. Ling Ling is a saint.
We've got Gucci Pradas coming up on Fetalitis as well now. And the other boy is moving off to the left side of the act as well. Leap slamming very quickly, sundering only the biggest of packs at this point. At this point, you're like kind of overleveled this side zone next to town, so the guys are skipping as much as possible and only really hitting those big packs when those monkeys group up and things like that. Maximum sunderage.
Yeah, DeadandDoom's Leap Slam is looking quite juicy, getting a lot of airtime. The Sunder AoE, you know, for leveling is just so insane. It's so insane, right?
It is like extremely efficient. It's just the way it scales up with those large packs is exactly what you want from racing. The larger the pack you hit, the more damage you deal to that pack, which means you're getting a lot of one-shots on the big packs, which is only what you want to be attacking anyway, so works out very nicely. DeadandDoom hitting Weaver's Chamber very quickly, actually pulling ahead of Rise. Rise, you know, kind of like they've been neck and neck and going back and forth a bit. DeadandDoom's pulled ahead pretty nicely here. We'll be moving into a Weaver fight pretty shortly here for Dead.
Yep, and it's important to know that obviously when this league started, most of the first like, you know, couple hours, you just saw DeadandDoom as the first to enter here, you know, this other zone, so he pulls ahead pretty quickly.
If you've ever played softcore in one of the new leagues, then you'll be seeing his name in chat a lot. We're gonna swap over to DeadandDoom here to see that Weaver kill. Should be 100% confident here. Weaver can hit kind of hard, but he's not even taking any hits there.
Look at that. Big damage. Takes it down to 30% before it goes up. And some people are saying that Ziz is, even though he's kind of last place among our boys, he's still ahead of all the Chinese players. So at this point, I'm really hoping to see some regular lab action. He's using Sunders. He saw that two-hander? I can't see right now. No, it looks like he's using one-hander now.
Yeah, I think he might have just used that opportunistically for the boss fight. He was really lagging behind on the one-handers, it looked like. So, has swapped over to... You definitely want to be dual-wielding, though. It's just, you're going to fall way too far behind on that speed. But, yeah, it looks like the experience, the race experience of all these guys might well be paying off then. Maybe the Chinese racing scene's still a little fresh. Still, you know, a bit, you know, of a acne-ridden teenager at this point. Still like growing pains.
I see a lot of handicap icons in chat about China. All right, guys, get it out of your system. Get the lulz out of your system right now. Remember, it's a hardcore race. Our boys could still die, and we could have a little bit of competition. But currently, right now, it looks like I mean, the top 4 spots are probably going to the EU boys.
Ziz almost going down to Fidelitas there. Massive hit. Probably no lightning resist at this point. You know what I want to see? I want to see a lot of good, you know, good sportsmanship, a lot of cheering, a lot of love. For me, it's all about the racing, man. I just want to see that sweet racing action.
I mean, yeah, but you know, it's been during the Havoc when he hosted a bunch of events. You know, there was no money on the line, so everyone was super positive mental attitude. Now with that juicy Katana statue online, I don't know. There might still be some.
Ooh, you think the teeth are getting a little bit bad?
Feelings.
With the cash on the line, people are baring their teeth a bit. That's what you think. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that certainly adds a little bit of spice to things. That's for sure.
So Nugi just killed Creighton. We got Gucci killing the Weaver. No problem. Only going down to like maybe 60% health. So everyone's looking pretty good in the. I'm feeling pretty good. No spooky moments probably until maybe all the way up until Piety.
DeadandDoom picking up an Alk off the exile there. Exile?
And
great.
And you know, in patch 3.2, alchemies are as rare as exalts, if not more rare. So that is a big pickup.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of tinfoil hat conspiracy going on. It could be that the nets are replacing all the alchemies in the economy. Thankfully, though, in this race, no nets, no red skull beasts, none of that. These guys don't have to contend with any of that. So, just playing the standard bare bones experience here.
I heard it from Reddit, so it must be true. I think they are the authority. But alchemy necessarily is pretty big. I don't know what he uses it on. Would he use it on a weapon, you think? Or if he finds another juicy axe?
Yeah, you know, since boots aren't a big deal, probably the weapon is the way to go once you find that good base. And, you know, a solid alch on a weapon, you know, you got the chance of landing either the IPD or the flat. And if you're lucky, both, maybe a bit of attack speed, all of those things are really good to get. And that's definitely the big candidate for sure. I mean, what else are you going to alch?
We got Raze QT killing Creighton now. Looks like Gucci's going for it as well. Ziz is also at Creighton. I don't know if he's on the other bandits, but yeah, everyone's in Act 2 or towards the end of Act 2. This is looking pretty good.
Once you get all that kind of like running around done in the first part of Act 2, it's a pretty quick rapid fire series of bandit kills there. Bandit kills are all pretty chill. There's not too much risk at this point if you've been, progressing nicely. None of these present too much of a threat, and the guys are all quite likely to help Oak, so you don't even need to fight Oak.
But like one thing that's coming up is my least favorite area in the entire game, the Vol Ruins. Always takes me about probably like 30 minutes to get through there. I've heard there's a couple layout. There's an S layout and there's another layout. Do you know anything about that?
I know that it is an absolute nightmare, and I always end up backtracking and getting lost. 30 minutes, maybe not quite that long, but I think we could we could say maybe 3 minutes on an unlucky run here.
I mean, never know. There's spoopy snacks in there. Also, sometimes you open a door, eat a bunch of Vol construct projectiles to the face. There's a lot of stuff in there that's not conducive in the hardcore scene.
It is a little bit of a nightmare. We've got DeadandDoom navigating here now as well, but he's a champion at reading those layouts, and that's the big thing here that makes a huge difference. And he's sticking to that right edge. We're gonna see he's reading the rooms, like he's seeing those small rooms, the rooms that a lesser experienced player would go in and check, but D&D already knows that those are little dead ends, so he knows where he's going for. He's jumping around, he's checking the edges, he's looking for specific things on that map layout. What those are, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but he knows. Check him out.
I mean, he's cleared a lot of that map so far, and so far no one else is even in the Vol Ruins, so it's his to lose right now. Look at that shield charge, look at that leaf slam efficiency. Just going up and down the terrain, Dota 2 level terrain strats there, killing big packs of snacks. Look at that, making huge progress across the gap there.
Did you ever see that video about testing leap slam and the diagonal leap slams? Because I'm seeing a lot of that going on. Yeah, it seems like diagonal leap slams have something going on, and I'm seeing a lot of that really nice looking diagonal leap slam action.
Are you saying the diagonal leap slams, it covers more distance, or the animation is maybe faster?
I don't know, man. It looked like it.
I mean, he's already in the northern forest, so this is looking pretty good. Noogie also in the Vol Ruins. Raze QT it seems he has fallen behind. How did that happen? He was neck and neck with DeadandDoom until just about maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, he was so close for so long, and now he's got that Vol Ruins to contend with. Like, DeadandDoom moved through without really any backtracking in there, so even if Ryze gets a perfect read here, it's not really going to kind of catch him up too much. Either way, he's looking in a very good position for, a second or a third at this point, but Noogie's really picked up the pace quite a bit. And he's explored most of Vol Ruins now, so he definitely had to do some backtracking there. You can see on his minimap, though, he leapt all the way down, hit another dead end, is actually backtracking a third time, so he's run that one spot 3 times now. That is not what you want, and that is the nightmare of Vol Ruins. He kind of second-guessed himself when he realized he missed one of the corners, but he sees the kind of like the other wall being revealed, which gives him a good sign that that's the direction he needs to head.
In other news, Ziz just killed Weaver. Feels good, man. Definitely
pretty far behind now. The focus, man. That slight mouth, the slight parting of the lips. That's a full focus kind of mode right there. But at this point,
he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
At this point, if he stays consistent and stays alive, he's getting into that next race, and I know that's what he really wants to do. And that gives him a chance for, one of the other guys to die in the next race, or him to have like a really good run and get some of that massage money that he's looking for.
Oh yeah, and here we go. Ooh, look at that! DeadandDoom does not take the waypoint for caverns. So if there's a game crash or anything like that, that's going to be pretty brutal.
It is a risky move.
Right past the waypoint.
It is a risky move.
That is extreme confidence right there.
It's confidence, it's wanting to shave off, like half a second, but it is, again, a ballsy move because, if you have to have some log or something like that, then you're basically screwed. You lose many minutes of time. So, but, he's done this a lot. He's played this a lot. He knows his tolerances, and I'm guessing he's feeling confident enough to pull that off.
Do you think these guys are using, they're probably all using lockstep as well, right?
Yeah, almost certainly. They did have the advantage of being able to play on their own server, so they're feeling comfortable and not having to, you know, if they had to go play on Tencent, some of them might have had to swap to predictive, and that can be, especially if you haven't played on it for a long time, it can be hard to judge when you've actually become desynchronized. But I think they're all playing on locked up. I haven't seen any desync issues for them, which is great.
Yeah, should be good. Look at DeadandDoom. He just, I think he's gone up the stairs twice already. Raised QT in the Northern Forest, killing some mobs. Not in the pyramid yet. Ziz, it looks like, is killing Oak now. And he's just got Oak's amulet, so yeah. And Noogie is also heading towards the waypoint. Let's see if he grabs it. And so it looks like first place is currently DeadandDoom. Second place is Noogie. Third and fourth, Gucci. And Gucci's actually made some big progress and caught up to Raze. So that's position 3 and 4. And Ziz is, I don't know if it's still true that he's ahead of the Chinese players, but if that's true, then he is number 5.
Yeah, if we could get any updates from the chat about the position of the Chinese players, how they're going over there. It's been pretty hard to see kind of how the progress is going on over there. But any updates would be cool. But yeah, unusual that Ziz went for that Oak kill. I'm not quite sure why that is. Oh, Ziz has just gone down. He was swapping gems and organizing gear in his inventory.
Oh, yikes. That is big.
That is...
You just see the regret on his face. Some of the cannibals and the explodey guys just,
some of the Lyra's martyrs
big damage.
Some of the martyrs just got him while he was swapping gear. It was just kind of like that one moment of lapsed concentration, and took the death.
It's happened to all of us, right? You look at your inventory, it's in your peripheral, right? You're trying to put in gems, you're trying to do some swaps, you're looking things over. I'm Asian, so even more of a disadvantage for peripheral vision. But you know, Ziz, he can come back. I hope he makes another character. But now at least we have four multi-twitches, I guess.
It doesn't look like from his current state of being that he is going to go for another character. I'll leave his stream up for a moment, but we'll remove him from the multi-twitch if it looks like he's calling it a day. But that is definitely a brutal death. That's going to hurt. He really wanted that massage money, and it looks like there's a pretty good chance he's not going to be getting it now.
I mean, silver lining is he still gets the Katava statue. People told me there's 10 statues to give out.
Yep,
so
everyone gets a guaranteed Katava statue for participation prize, and he's gonna get that participation prize. And I'll tell you what, that's a fucking excellent participation prize.
It looks amazing. Yeah, watching the video of that, it's like handcrafted and everything. Woo! And I wasn't joking when I said I'm gonna ask these guys if we can buy one of them, because I really want that Katava statue. You know, you can't buy that anywhere else.
Yeah, apparently I'm getting word that this might be a no restarts allowed race. I don't know. It looks like he's making another character now, but I don't know if that's actually allowed. It was a bit difficult to read the Chinese to get the exact rules of the race, but it's possible there's no restarts allowed. I don't know. Yeah, apparently, Chris told racers they can't restart if they die. That would explain why the Hail Rake death did not re-roll, because that should have been a re-roll. If they're not actually allowed, he might just be running another character for fun now. I don't exactly know what's going on, but
I mean, this is always a good sport about these things.
Yeah, still, that's a really painful death to have, right? That's a very painful experience. We've got some Val kills going on now. During all of that upset, DeadandDoom did smash through Val. Noogie's just got it done. We've got Rise has fallen behind a bit. Noogie's actually taken second place now. Yep. Rise looks like he'll be next through to Val, followed by Gucci.
Yep, and remember, after the Piety kill, it's kind of a reset of sorts, right? If you're in the top 4, it doesn't matter that like DeadandDoom has that huge advantage on you, because you always start at the same place after a short intermission, I believe.
We've got a death replay of Ziz here. I'm just going to play that a few times for people.
Sure.
He was swapping skills on his skill bar and got hit by like 5, just picked the wrong spot to stop, and got hit by like 5 or 6 of those martyrs. Absolutely brutal. So I'm going to go ahead. Goodbye, Ziz. Thank you for the entertainment, bro. Good showing. Unfortunate, painful death, mate. But on the bright side, we do get to cut down the multi-twitch to 4 people now.
Yep, that is very nice. I'm refreshing right now. Just give me a second to get caught up. We got a Vol kill coming out from Raze QT. And he's swapping around gems a little bit on his chest. Very quick swaps right there. That is very nice. Discards what he doesn't need. And then maybe, you know, Vol always takes 17 years to spawn in. And, oh, it looks like Gucci and Raze are pretty much at the same spot. So they're in 3rd and 4th place.
I'm going to watch this one in multi-twitch.
For D&D.
It'll be interesting to see. Val's got a bit of RNG. Sometimes he'll teleport a lot and go down underneath, and that can really slow down the fight. Sometimes he'll get lucky and he'll spawn ice like 3 times in a row, and it becomes an easy kill at that point. We've got a little bit of lag here. Sorry, guys. Multi-twitch is not always the best. Let's see if we can swap over and watch Rise in first person here. It appears to actually be his stream.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's locking up a little bit. Maybe some bitrate issues. I mean, Raze has died a few times to packet loss and things like that. But overall, I think his internet should clear up pretty soon. He's got Vol down to half health. Pretty decent damage coming out. Avoiding a slam.
Totem takes a slam like a champion. Locking Vol in a bunch of slams is fine, you get plenty of chance DPS, but what you really want is just those ice spawns. Gucci actually gets through first, even after starting him a little bit later, so that kind of goes to show maybe a bit of a difference in DPS there, or maybe a bit of luck in the teleports. At this point, the guys will teleport back to town and take the waypoint, use it as an opportunity maybe to vendor, and that's just because otherwise you have to stand there waiting for that door to open, but you can actually skip that.
Yep, for new players, logging out after you kill Vol, you can just go straight into the city of Sarn there.
We got Noogie going into Crematorium now, just starting Crematorium. DeadandDoom actually just blasting ahead. Has apparently already done Crematorium, didn't even see it.
Jeez.
He's actually in sewers already, so he's gotten that key, he's opened the sewers, and he's actually just gotten out of sewers as well, not wasting any time with busts or anything like that.
Now.
Just so ridiculously fast. He is just such a ridiculously fast player. Like everything that he does, those map reads and the way that he traverses, the way that he leaps lands, all that stuff just being huge. Trying to swap his amulet, not working. Needs that strength requirement.
Yeah, his leap slam's looking pretty juicy. Hits the waypoint there. Like, as you see, he skips like a lot of the bigger packs too. So I guess like he's done this so many times. He knows exactly how much XP he needs for each zone. Skipping some of the large pack, maybe because like those statues have a little bit too much health. But yeah, it's impressive to watch.
Yeah, there's definitely certain mobs you just don't want to kill. You'll see people skipping rares and stuff a lot, just hitting the stuff that goes down easy. But also at this point, just remember that this is a boss kill race. This one is for Piety only, so all they need to do is get that Piety kill as fast as possible, and you'll see very experienced racers doing that, many levels under the zone level. And sure, that can be a really sketchy boss fight, but if you save a few minutes of farming, then that can be well worth it. So that's what we're going to see at this point, is the guys easing up on their experience gain, just getting the bare minimum, just that really juicy stuff, just to grab a couple more levels on the way through.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see the Piety race. Obviously, if you're about to die, you can log off, but that's like time lost. And then once again, if you are able to kill Piety, it's basically the race. You have an intermission, so you don't need to worry about like how far anyone finishing ahead of you is, as it is a soft reset into Kitava.
Now we'll probably see DeadandDoom drop a portal and then go up to Solaris potentially here. It'll be interesting to see if he takes that method. Instead, just goes for the waypoint, decides to not drop that portal. See that players kind of go either way there, drop the portal and then, use that portal to get back there, or just grab the waypoint, and DeadandDoom's just grab the waypoint.
Yep, now we got Nui almost finished with that area. Going into the marketplace, we got Gucci. He is finishing Crematorium, it looks like. DeadandDoom is going to be heading into Solaris Temple now. So pretty big plays. We got Raze killing Piety in the Crematorium, picking up those keys.
Getting a few extra hits on Piety after getting to that half health that you need to get to, just to assert dominance. Didn't go for the full DPS check though. The classic Piety DPS check of whether you can get it down to 1 hit point or not. Not a priority in a race like this, I don't think. This guy's got nothing to prove.
Pretty fast. 42 minutes in. I mean, everyone's pretty even. I mean, if these guys are actually positioned 1 through 4, then I mean we could just keep this multi-twitch up and it'll be a race to Kitava for our boys.
I'm expecting at this point a sub 50 kill for DeadandDoom, and the other guys might be kind of just on that borderline there.
Yeah, he's entering level 2 now, still way ahead, but that was expected, right? DeadandDoom, he's just like, he's proven it. He's streamed every one of his wins during the Havoc racing events, so pretty big stuff coming out from him.
Yeah, he's got that experience, and he's proved himself time and time again on that. As I was saying, it was really going to come down to whether he had any upsets in terms of a death or something like that. And now knowing that this is a no reroll race, even just like a silly death right at the start to Hailrake or something, which he almost had one, if I recall correctly, that can end it. So as fast as he is, it could come down to that next race where there's a lot that can happen in the Kitava race. I mean, we've even seen deaths to Kitava in the community race, because that's a nasty fight. So,
yeah, because he didn't do he's doing some pro strats. He went back to town before going to the battlefront again and into the docks to refresh the flasks. So every little thing he does is to give him a little bit of advantage.
Rise only just hitting through the sewers now, as for being so close earlier on. Just had a lot of little time losses, a few zone misreads, just going a little bit slower. Maybe the gear is slightly worse. I might take this opportunity to do a little bit of a gear check here. So
yeah, sure.
Let's have a look a bit. I'll have a look at Rise. Keep an eye out. Tell me if anything crazy happens.
Yep.
So
we got
Rise,
Noogie going into there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can see immediately what some of the problems is for Rise. Rise's current weapon is Warhammer with 2 to 41 lightning damage. Not really what you want to be seeing. It's a bit of damage, but that's not ideal. It's not amazing. You know, no move speed on the boots. Mostly it's leap slamming, but a little bit helps. He's got 1 white ring on, no extra damage on there. He's got a little bit of damage on the amulet at least, but overall his gear is actually really rough. I'm not even seeing very much resistances, but he has at least stocked up on those topaz rings in preparation for the Piety fight, because that's something you want to be watching out for.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that every player except for DeadandDoom has a Quicksilver Flask. DeadandDoom has opted for 3 mana flasks, 2 health flasks, no Quicksilver to be seen.
Yeah, realizing, and as I was saying before, like, some people are even skipping Heroic because once you get that Leaf Slam and it gets fast enough, the Quicksilver ends up not getting used that much, and he's just opting for the Life and Mana Flask. Not very good gear from Noogie as well. He's rocking the 2 iron rings. It doesn't look like he has, if this is up to date, he doesn't have very much going on in terms of resistances, which could be a little risky for him, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's check out DeadandDoom's gear here, because gear management is a big thing.
Yeah.
He's got that 58% IPD serrated cleaver. It's got an open suffix. I don't know if he's going to take the time to chuck an augment on that, but that's definitely the nicest weapon we've seen so far. The rest of the gear is pretty good. He's got the move speed boots helping out slightly. Yeah, DeadandDoom's gear actually looking really good, and that, you know, that gear management, maybe a little bit of luck has helped him out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like every race, DeadandDoom's gear is pretty up to par. You know, he's got so much practice under his belt, so you can't even say that's good RNG. He just knows exactly what to use his currencies and what to look for on the ground.
Gucci's weapon's even better, 79 IPD here, very, very nice. And he's actually got 15% move speed boots, and the rest of the gear is not so good, but very nice weapon. That's one of the main things, so a little bit of an interesting kind of division there, but we can definitely see Rise suffering that damage issue, and
that might be what brought him a little bit behind.
Yeah, that can definitely, like, that sort of a disadvantage just builds up slowly over time. You know, an extra hit per pack required to kill them, that can be really painful and slow you down over time. So, in addition to the other thing, maybe that's
Lunaris.
Oof. Let's see how he goes on that Lunaris Temple 2 read. Most likely going to be excellent. They're looking for the outside tracks. Any routes that head outside is what they want to be taking. He's got an Arcanist box. He does not take the bait. A rare Arcanist box does not take the bait. At this point, there's not much time for it to actually help out. He's killing just a few packs just to, I think, get that last level. He realizes he's got enough time just to grab that last 5% XP for that level. He'll get that 1 level, and he's not going to kill anything else at that point, I'm pretty sure. Unless something is blocking his path and causing issues. Maybe refresh flaws.
Obviously takes the 1 cart. He's no noob there. So just at this point, so far ahead. I mean, Gucci in the docks, same with Noogie. Noogie just logs out, goes back to town, finishes the docks. Ray's QT is still in the battlefront. So at this point, Ray's QT is actually, without knowing anything about the Chinese players, he is in 4th place. But his leap slam's looking pretty juicy as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get like the final placings for you know, how the Chinese players ended up going. But we should at least see one of them coming in the top 5 if as long as they all didn't die. Going to be zooming in DeadandDoom here. Here's that Piety fight. Let's see how he goes.
Big Piety fight here. 496 health. Oh yeah, that's big damage coming out on Piety. Look at that.
Those dual topaz rings that he was rocking, not taking any lightning damage at all. Distracting with the totem there. He's playing it safe on the fire form a little bit, moving away. Doesn't want to take those stacking debuffs. Piety already down the halfway. Pretty fast kill. Actually portals out, just playing it safe with Flesh and the Flask.
A little refresh.
Doesn't want to, you know, a last greedy Piety upset. He probably realizes he's pretty ahead right now, and you know, doesn't want to take that risk, because dying right now, you know, you'd throw everything away. Pretty intense stuff. Piety's down to the last little bit. Actually goes for 1 more refresh, just playing it super safe.
I mean, he's got to know. He's got to know. You know, Chad's probably telling me so far ahead.
You know, I like to see that. Oh, the ice form teleports, and he actually goes down.
And he dies!
Holy shit!
Oh my gosh, two or three shots from the ice Piety, and he goes down. DeadandDoom so far ahead, even portals out twice, and he goes down.
Oh
my god, what a series of events.
Wow,
That was insane. If you guys want, I would actually go over to the other streams right now and spam that DeadandDoom died just to get them that motivation. Because right now, essentially DeadandDoom is completely out of the race. Right? If it's top 4, if there's even one Chinese player that beats Piety, he's not even gonna make it to the Katava race.
Yeah, depending on how the other guys do, if they die, then he might be okay. But otherwise, that's definitely we'll have to see how that pans out. But that was insane. Piety had 1 hit point. she cast the lightning warp teleport before she transformed into Ice Phase. Got him with 2 hits, teleport, and hit him with a final one to finish him off. Just so unexpected, such a crazy one of those 1 in 100 Piety fights. You see that every now and then. It's all like, oof. That was close, but I got him that time. That was insane. And with the safe teleports and everything, that was such a crazy death.
Yeah. I mean, you should hear the Chinese commentators right now. They are going insane. They are loving it. They are loving this turn of events. And now let's focus on who's going to be next. It looks like Noogie is actually going to be next up for Piety. What happens if everyone dies, right? Because right now we haven't seen technically we haven't seen a complete Piety kill. If everyone dies, I guess it's going to be a pretty long race.
It might be based on progression or something where they died. I don't know. Could be level upon dying. I don't know. Again, those rules are in Chinese. I don't even know if that sort of a situation was accounted for here. But because that was such an unexpected upset. I thought I was just sure when I saw him taking so safe.
After the second or third portal back to town to refresh, I mean, it was looking like the ice shot was taking 20-30% of his health per hit, and he wasn't completely behind the pillar for that one. So
he stacked up on that lightning res because that's the kind of usually the most dangerous thing. That ice form, you can just hide behind the pillar, but yeah, every now and then she'll throw that teleport first, and if you don't account for that, then she can do that teleport shot that she did, which is just that crazy combo. Absolutely,
yeah, he's gotta be disappointed with himself just knowing that he was so far ahead. But once, like you said, we don't know the Chinese rules. They were we don't know if recreating characters is fine because if you're really hedging your bets, you would create a new character right now in case the other three people die, right? Because if the Chinese people, there's only 3 of them, so he could still get 4th if he restarted.
Possibly. We're seeing Noogie kind of taking his time to prepare for the fight here. Let's zoom in for the Piety fight on Noogie. That was such an unexpected twist.
Oof.
So if nothing goes wrong for Noogie here, then he looks like he's set to get first place now. Crazy, mind-blowing stuff.
I just know Noogie missed 4 of his first Sunders. That NA aim coming out. Oh, he is taking a lot of damage from the Flame Piety. Now she's back in regular form. And he's got the totem up, doing some decent damage, taking her to 50% health. Let's hope for no more crazy ice shots from Piety. And the Flame again, but it's taking down his totem.
Yeah, not as much damage as DeadandDoom had. This is taking a little longer here, which means more potential risk. He's realizing he's got no flask. He's portaling back to play it safe. Maybe he heard about DeadandDoom's death and he's thinking that could happen to me. Ooh, massive damage from the line.
Ooh, and Gucci just killed Piety. So Gucci's actually first. Gucci actually got first place and raised QT with a second place. Wow.
How did that even happen?
That was easy mode. Yeah, so Gucci first, raised second among the EU boys, and then it looks like if Noogie is able to do this, he's avoiding the ice shots, he will be third.
Noogie started that a full 20 seconds before everyone else. Yeah. I was zoomed in because I thought, that'd be first, but everyone else had a lot more damage, and it took a lot longer for Noogie on that fight. So there we go. It looks like he gets it down as well. So we got first for Gucci, second for Rise, and third for Noogie out of these guys, unless something unexpected has happened with the Chinese players.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with DeadandDoom, but what a race! Holy
wow,
moly.
It was, between Gucci and Raze, it was only a few seconds. It was like Gucci finished, and then a few seconds later, Raze, and then, I think the NA aim on Noogie with his Sunders really cost him at the beginning there, because he did go in there first.
Correction, apparently Rise did get that.
Oh, Raze won. Okay, my multi-twitch is messed up. Let me refresh then, my bad.
Yeah, apparently Rise got in first, Gucci, and then Noogie. Apologies for missing that, guys. That was unexpected, but yeah, what a crazy race. I was not expecting that death from DeadandDoom. 1 hit point with a teleport, ice form. It was crazy, crazy stuff. Oh man, that was exciting. Looks like the.
So my question is, if it's a the prize rewards are for the Kitava kill. What is the benefit of coming in, you know, first, second, whatever in the Piety? Is it just placements, like top 4? That's all you're aiming for?
Yeah, I think it's just that placements and perhaps the bragging right.
There we go. So Raise QT, like I said, I said from the beginning that Raise QT was my #1 pick. You know, throughout the stream yesterday on my stream, I said I wanted Raise to win, and it looks like he's done it.
Wow, that was an absolute pleasure to watch and to cast. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of a break now between races, and then once we get the final results, we should be going on to the second race. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that lines up, because I don't know what's going to happen, whether DeadandDoom kind of gets in, depending on, you know, whether the other Chinese players die, or whether he is basically knocked out because of that death. Because it was so close, man.
I think it'd be surprising if like the 3 remaining Chinese players all died. I think you have to at least kill Piety to be in the placements for the top 4, right? So this one, I'm guessing that DeadandDoom won't be in, which will be interesting because the race to Kitava will be really tight.
I think I have a link for the official thread. Let me just check this out and see what this says. International Piety kill. We do have the rankings in here, but I don't know if this includes. I don't think this includes the Chinese players. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it does. Maybe if they're all racing that same event. But we do have, confirmed it was Rise QT, Gucci, and Noogie for first, second, and third.
Top five, my mistake.
Excellent. Wow, what a race! I can't wait to see the second one. The second one's gonna go a bit more unexpectedly now, because I think these other 3 guys, Rise, Noogie, and Gucci, are all pretty close in terms of skill, and we had a very close finish there. So that's gonna make for a very exciting and close second race, because we had DeadandDoom down as the fastest, and he definitely showed that. He was gonna get that many minutes before the rest of the guys. But if he's knocked out, then, well, it's anyone's game in the next race.
That was insane. Just like Piety at like 20% or whatever, and then like 3 shots him. Wow, what a race. In your opinion, how long does it take, so from this position into normal Kitava, how long are we expecting? What's like a competitive time?
I think that's, I can't remember the times that people were getting for that. It must be like about an hour and a half or something.
Okay, so not too long. It's going to be interesting to watch. And as we all know, I mean, Kitava, I was watching some race practice on Havoc stream and things like that before the league started, and Kitava is pretty brutal in any situation, right? And especially when you're trying to go fast, you're like a little bit under geared. That's going to be pretty tense to watch.
I just want to zoom in on this difference between Rise and Gucci here was 2 seconds in the Piety kill. Damn. That's a close finish right there. You don't get much closer than that. Let's have a look at before we kind of go over to a bit of a break here. I just want to kind of finish up with having a look at what the gear these guys ended up with, because I wanted to see, there's a massive difference, because Noogie went into that fight so early.
Yeah, I mean, everyone within 30 seconds of each other. That's pretty crazy.
Rise, still just had not the most amazing gear, but still managed to pull it off with a very quick fight. Noogie's still got that chilled cleaver of calm. And then Gucci had a very, very nice cleaver. So kind of surprising how that panned out then. Piety was literally on 1 hit point. She got her energy shield back. Oh my god, that's so brutal. And she even turns around and kills the totem as well. As like the final insult. Let me you want this link, bro? You want to rewatch this?
Oh yeah.
Here you go. There's that link, man.
Thank you.
Have a watch of that. That is nutty. She just really pummels him there. He's got no protection there. He's like trying to hide behind these pillars. She hits him with that first one. He starts running away from it, but he runs basically towards her because he's like, oh shit, I'm taking some serious ice damage over there. I need to get to safety. So he takes that first hit and he's like, whoa, moving away. Doesn't realize she's teleported. Hasn't set in just yet. She's still only got... The totem almost kills her before he dies as well. Yeah. She loses her energy shield. Is down to like 1 hit point. Teleport shot. Realize he gets stunned. He's chilled. Realize he's got nowhere to go. Doesn't even have a chance to save it. You can tell he's trying to leap slam away at that last second there. But just wipes him out. 3 ice shots. Absolutely brutal.
MLG Piety. It's brutal because like the pillar is right there. You can like see the pillar blocking the second shot from the bottom there, and it's just like, oh,
that is
just like 1 millimeter like south of where he was. It would have been maybe survived.
That is...
Because she teleports back into regular form, like, right after that shot, too.
It was the last shot that killed him. Everything about that death was so perfect. Definitely the play of the match goes to Piety for this. None of the races get the best play of the match. It goes to Piety.
You were saying the Chinese player just died. Oh, the Chinese player just died to Piety, too.
No!
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
He died to the ice shot, yeah.
Ice shot as well? Oh, brutal.
Yep.
How many,
he was
how
out
many
in the
do we
open,
have?
though.
How many do we have left in the running, then?
We know that, well, at this point, it's like, at best, 2. At best.
I mean, that's if those guys just play it super safe. I think they have to get there in the time limit, though. I think there's only probably like a few minutes left in it.
Scuffed raise. Yeah, what do we do? I guess like maybe just go on with 3 people who kill Piety.
Here we go. We got someone moving through to the last section of Piety now.
Here we go.
So
No face cam.
It's a little blurry, but we can watch the pixels, guys.
It's 200 bit rate, but it's fine. I'm gonna imagine in my mind's eye that this is Chinese McCree, and he's just been informed that he has a chance to go for the Katana race and win the big monies.
Here we go. Just keep in mind that this is a stream streaming a stream streaming a stream. Okay, just keep that in mind. We're going deep here. We're going deep on this one. Here we go. He's getting ready. He's swapping his gems. He doesn't have a helmet on for some reason. Why does he not have a helmet on? He doesn't want to mess up his hair. Whatever works. 400 HP, I think. It could be 4,000. I can't quite read it.
He just started playing this game yesterday. All right, it's fine. They had to fill in a 5th person. It's totally fine. It looks like he's all right. So he's going into Piety. Big damages, half his health in 1 ice shot.
Does manage to not die to the ice form though, so that's a step up. That is a step up. Looks like she's gone into fire form. He's going to want to be running from that. Oh, gets taken out by the fire form, goes for the log, but instantly taken out.
Next 5 people moving through. I guess DeadandDoom is back in the running? Maybe they'll take it as like Piety HP taken out?
Maybe. I mean, he wins on that. He gets in the running from that, if that's the way they do this.
Oh, boy.
I have no idea. Here we go. We got the last one.
The last one looks like he's well, at least he's finished with Act 2 at least, and he's gonna probably clear the blockage, and it might be a while, and he might not even finish before the timer's up. So this is a pretty scuffed race. There's like a lot of like ifs here, you know, on how the rules will work in this situation.
I have no idea how this is going to end up playing out, and that's rather intriguing. All right, we do have official confirmation from Chris Wilson. This is what's going to be happening. We're going to have the 3 live players, Rise QT, Nugian, and Gucci Pradas, and DeadandDoom, and the other Chinese player that died at Piety, having the furthest progression amongst the dead players, will be moving on to the next round. So that means we've got a full 5 moving in the next round, which is excellent because it means that we've got those top 3 positions open, and it's going to just add that real tension because if you die, you're not going to be in that top 3. So
I mean, if I was Raze or Nugi or Gucci right now, my face would be monk ass because just knowing DeadandDoom is in the race would spook me a little bit.